And so we fight for the Timbit, for it ignites our million soul. Until the long dark night is over, we'll put our faith in a donut hole. What would you do for a Timbit, a Timbit?
That's the big question today. What would you do for a Timbit? You're looking there at an early preview of The Last Timbit, a musical that could not be more Canadian if it tried. Tim Hortons is producing it as part of the chain's 60th anniversary. It's from the folks behind Come From Away, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But today is the sold-out premiere in Toronto. And if you've been in Toronto, you see the banners everywhere in the city. And I had friends visiting, and they were like, really? There's a musical about the Timbit? I'm looking over here at Jackson Weaver because he's already dipped into one of the shows and seen the rehearsals. I hope you've come armed with song titles because we're going to have some fun. Yeah. We're going to have a throwdown later on. So much fun, I think, in all of this. The Last Timbit. Tell me a little bit more about it and how it came to be.
I mean, I couldn't hold back a little giggle there where you said it couldn't be more Canadian if it tried, because that is, you hit the nail on the head. The way that this came to be is it's the 60th anniversary of the restaurant chain that I don't think I need to explain to viewers, Tim Hortons. And they were apparently looking for a way, just some way to celebrate that. They reached out to a marketing company, Gut, and Gut came back to them apparently with the idea of, let's do a musical. And even in that meeting with Tim Hortons execs who have, I don't know if you remember Tim Biebs Brew, or they have a recent Adidas collaboration, even they thought that'd be a bit crazy. But, you know, they jumped on board. They got some of the who's who of Canadian talent, Broadway alums, screen stars. You see there in the green jacket, that's actually Kaya Kaneshiro from Sort of, if you remember. Yeah. Jake Epstein from Broadway and Suits. Shalina Kennedy there's from the Carole King musical. So some big names. And they did not think that this would really make a lot of sense, but I got to talk to some of the stars, one of them being Jake Epstein, and he told me that this ended up being in his mind the real deal. Take a listen to what he said.
It's for real, baby. Oh, it's happening. Yes, my first question was what? And this is absurd, and is this a joke? Is it about the hockey player, Tim Hortons? And I joined this show for a workshop before this production, and immediately I was like, this is the real deal. The team involved, the music, the characters, it's like a really funny, touching story with awesome music. So, super real.
So, super real story. It's based apparently on a snowstorm that happened in Ontario where some people outside of Sarnia hunkered down into Tim Hortons. And everyone kept telling me, like, hey, this is emotional. This is a real story that you want to see.
I mean, that's a totally believable plot right there, because that could happen. So, and when he says it's the real deal, it might answer some of the people like, come on, it's got to be just a giant ad set to a very extended jingle.
I mean, I think we have to be honest here in that, yes, I think that is part of what this is. This is Tim Hortons getting their name behind us here. They get in some other elements. The song has always fresh, always Tim Hortons as a line. There are those elements. There's that fact. And recently, or in the past few years, Tim Hortons was actually sold to another company that's based in another country. They're owned by a Brazilian company, majority shareholder. So I think there's a want to bump up the Canadiana rep. But again, everyone I spoke to, not only cast members, but other people in the theater industry have said that from what they've seen, this was an idea from Tim Hortons restaurant. But the creatives, the people that got to make it their own in a tough time for theater, especially Canadian theater.
Not an old one bringing, a well-loved musical coming back, brand new material. Is it worth watching?
Whether it's worth watching, I think, is a great question. I would say that I do really love this. What I got to see, some of the previews, I haven't got to see the full thing yet. I will see it soon, but it does have some fantastic songs. I don't know if we have time, but there's a little clip. I want to play it for you.
Let's do it.
Their song, Perfect. It's performed by Sarah Farb. If you're a musical lover like me, this has that classic, I want sort of song in it. And I think it's actually really well done. Just take a listen.
And I'll prove to myself that all the waiting has been worth it. It's all been worth it. I've been waiting for my life to begin. My mother was wrong.
We get Canadiana. We get
It is
some
a winner.
amazing singing. We get some really, really well done music by Britta and Annika Johnson, two Canadian sisters who wrote the music for that. The script's written by Nick Green, another fantastic playwright. So they're all saying, go in willing to be surprised.
Yeah, it sounds good. People traveling to Toronto for the summer holiday season, give it a whirl, give it a stir. Okay, did you come with us with song titles for us? We've been having great fun all morning with people sending in their ideas for what should be in a musical about Tim Hortons.
Okay.
Plays on names. Do you want me to give you a try? We want some of mine.
Yes. I would love to hear some of yours.
All right, so this is an easy one. This is a great one, though. Jim writing that he thinks you don't even have to change the title. Sarah Vaughan's Black Coffee should be in there. We've got to get a soundtrack to the theme from Rawhide, but the Ashley family has written a whole lyric line. I'm not going to sing it for you. I'll spare you that.
Oh, my goodness.
Keep rolling. Through the drive-thru, we keep going. Keep them coffees almost boiling. Timmy time.
That makes sense.
We could go on. Some fantastic lyrics. And then, you want to jump in? Show me some of yours.
I was thinking, I'm a lover of musicals.
All right.
I love to talk about musicals. And you know what's a fun thing? The rock opera, the cabaret. So instead of, inventing my own, I was thinking, why don't we grab some other musical songs, put them together?
Okay.
We start off with I've Got a Dream from the Rapunzel movie. Waking up, I wish I could have some coffee. Walking down the street, as we stumble along, the drowsy chaperone, heading to the coffee store.
Okay.
Waving through the window, Dear Evan Hansen. I can see the coffee through the window there.
At the drive-thru.
Feed Me, Little Shop of Horrors. I want my BLT. I want my bagel belt. That's what I want.
Okay.
Sing that one next. Something Good, Sound of Music. Ice Cap. That's my Something Good. And then with all that caffeine, might end it off with Michael in the Bathroom from Be More Chill.
Hilarious. You've written a whole musical. It's all in your head.
The Last Timbit 2, I'm
Wait.
pitching it right now. Michael Rubinoff, the producer for this, please let me make it. I want to make it.
You're seeing it. Can I share some more from our team?
Please do.
Charlotte. This is not as this is a different form of creative from yours. This is again playing with existing song titles to fit into this plot. I love Rock and Roll Up the Rim.
Okay, that might be my favorite, actually.
Rock and Roll Up the Rim. It's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Katie, I'm dreaming of a glazed Timbit. Okay, that kind of goes in with your. Danielle, Ice Cap Baby. Yep. And
Okay,
I have to have a Barry Manilow reference in here somewhere this morning.
We need it.
So, Can't Smile Cookie Without You.
Okay, no, that one's my favorite.
Is it?
That one wins.
I didn't even tell him to say that. Anyway, it's a nice little Wednesday. We've had some fun. I like yours. Thanks for coming in anytime. It sounds like a whole lot of fun.
Oh, anytime you let me talk about musicals, I'm here.
You're here? All right. We'll book you for that. Thanks a lot. Jackson Weaver on CBC Morning Live.